The Committee on Parole is called back to order. Time is 9:55. Our next case is going to be Mr. Milton Balser. Mr. Balser, if you would please give us your full name and DOC number.
Joseph Balser, 91004.
Thank you. Mr. Balser, let me explain our process to you. First, I'm going to read some information into the record, and then the board is going to conduct a parole interview with you. At the appropriate time, we will allow those participants who've indicated they wish to speak to have their input. Wendy Balser is on the phone with us, and she will be speaking on your behalf. In opposition, we have Mr. Randy Meyer with the Jefferson Parish District Attorney's Office. At the end, you'll be allowed to make a brief statement before the board votes. Do you understand our procedure?
Yes, sir.
Well, Ms. Balser, I know you're listening to us, but I will speak to you in just a few moments. I'm addressing Mr. Balser right now. So if you could just not say anything until it's your turn to speak, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. We may have a little issue with that time to time, so we'll try to get this straight. You understand our process, Mr. Balser?
Yes, sir.
This is the matter of Milton J Balser, DOC number 91004. His date of birth is January the 26th of 1961. He's classified as a second offender. He has a parole eligibility date of January the 7th of 2013. He's not eligible for good time. Full-term date of January the 8th of 2031. He is serving a 36-year sentence on having been sentenced for purse snatching after having been adjudicated a habitual offender. He was sentenced on July 13th of 2000 to 36 years. Is that all accurate, Mr. Balser? Mr. Balser, your case has been assigned to Ms. Pearl Wise. She will begin our interview process. Would you please answer any questions she may have?
Good morning. Happy belated birthday to you. You had a birthday on the 26th of January.
Yes, ma'am.
How old are you? Tell us for the record, how old are you today?
62.
How long you been in jail on this charge?
28 years and a few days.
28 years and a few days. I'll call out for the record what you've been doing this 28 years.
Excuse me?
Call out for the record what you've been doing for this last 28 years, just in brief. What programs have you taken? What jobs have you had?
I had Botech jobs, dorm order jobs, or kitchen. I worked in the kitchen.
What programs have you taken?
Living balance twice. I took I took Cage of Rage twice. I took I'm in AANA for the second time. I'm in
Go ahead.
Victim Impact, right? Victim Impact. I'm a Strive member, a Thrive member.
How long you been a Strive member?
2 years now.
Oh, congratulations. Congratulations. That's good. When I read the offense report, it indicated that you told the officer that you stole that purse due to your crack cocaine habit. What have you done to address that since you've been in these 26 years?
The last 5 years, I started normal person's life. I quit doing drugs. I fell off the wagon one time before that, but ever since then, I've been doing good with the drugs. That to me is out of my system, but any help I can receive, I appreciate it.
Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you for your honesty. I appreciate that. So out of the AA and NA, what are your takeaways from that? You said you're taking it twice. What's your takeaway from that?
What my takeaways as far as what did I
Yeah, what you learned? What you learned? What did you learn? What you get out of it?
I've learned by getting high. I've not only messed with myself, but I mess over other people too. I hurt other people, my family, people that if I commit a crime against them, and drugs just threw my life away. It helped me see better down the road, I can say.
Yes, to see the future, huh? And not just like, okay. But good. I do want to inform you, as a part of this process, we reach out to the victim to get their opinion, and your victim is unopposed to your release.
Yes, ma'am.
I just want you to know that. And you are a second offender. The last time you got out, you got out from, you did 21 years the last time you were in jail. Is that correct?
15.
You did 15 the last time.
Yes, ma'am.
And I think you got released in 94, and you got a new conviction in 95. That's when you got this 30 some odd years.
Yes,
so very carefully answer what's going to be different this time. If I vote, I'm only one vote. If I vote to let you out, are you going to come right back? What's going to be different? I'm
not coming back at all.
But tell me something more than that. Tell me how you know that. Tell me what you're going to use, what tools you have, what's going to be different.
The tools I have is I want to live a normal person life. I don't want to hurt nobody. I learned a lot since the last 8 years, 9 years since I've been in this camp. I changed my ways of thinking. It's like I'm not even here no more. I'm here physically, but mentally I'm not here because I got my mindset trying to, if I do make it out of here, what could I do to, not come back into these situations and not live around? I don't even want to live around nothing wherever I came from or do anything, nothing that I've done before.
Okay.
I changed my whole perspective on living and being a better person and doing the right things.
And we kind of gauge that by your disciplinary record, how it lines up with what you said and what your disciplinary record shows. And your last write-up was in 2020, is that right?
That's about right.
That's about right. You had 2, and before that it was 2018, you had 2. Then in 2017, you had 9. Right? Yes, so I do see, I do change and improvement. And overall, how many write-ups have you had?
About 106, by mistake.
Yeah, something like that. And then you had a hearing in 2020 and you were denied. But I see that you did, you didn't go and start getting write-ups. You dug in. We in 2023 and you hadn't had one since 2020. So I see some improvement, and you do have a low titer. Do you have a diagnosis of diabetes? Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
How is it? How you doing?
Physically?
Yes.
Like I don't even have it, or it's like almost what they told me. It's not true. I don't feel no different. So yes, ma'am. I'm blessed with that.
I read the letter that you wrote, and you said that you would like to go to the transitional work program. Is that correct?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
You think you can do it?
I know I can do it.
All right, that's all right. What you want to tell us about this young man?
Well, Milton, we talked a little bit yesterday. One thing I think.
We can't hardly hear you, sir. Boy, we can't hardly hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay.
Listen.
We talked yesterday. One of the things, like Milton is saying, if you look at his thing, of course, he doesn't earn CTRP credits, but he's taking classes twice. And he's currently, taking the living balance twice. He's taking anger management twice. He's in the victim impact right now. He's also taking free-release. He forgot about the free-release. He's been a Strive member for 2 years. As soon as he came off of that 1 year for a write-up, he got a Strive card. Like you say, he's been write-up free for 2.5 years since. But we talked a little bit yesterday, and he was in agreement that, if y'all feel he needs some more substance abuse, he's more willing to get some more substance abuse to make sure he stays out there on the street. Don't come back in.
Thank you, Warden. That's all I have, Jim.
Mr. Balser, I have a question. What is your sobriety plan to stay sober? mean, I understand that you said a little while ago, you're tired, you don't want to come back, you want to get your life straight. But what is your specific plan to stay sober? What are you going to do when you get out to make sure you don't go back to using drugs?
One thing for sure is, I don't want to mess with nobody that does do drugs.
All right.
I would like to have a sponsor, somebody I could talk to. Mr. Stelly said he can hook me up with that. And I really got it on my mind just to live a normal person's life. It's implanted in my heart. And this place ain't for me no more. This place used to be for me. It's not for me no more. I'm tired of it. If I want to live on the streets until I die, I got to change.
Mr. Balser, let me ask, you familiar with AA?
Yes, sir.
Tell me about AA. Is that something that's important or what?
But very important. To me, it is.
Have you ever had long-term treatment? I know you've taken some programs. Last time you had a hearing, I was on your panel, and one of the things that I suggested is that you get into a long-term treatment program while you're in DOC. I don't see that you've done that. You've done living in balance, but we have a terrific long-term drug treatment program that I believe would be able to give you all of the tools that you might need to be able to do the things that you want to do. Would you be willing to go to that program before you released?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. That's all the questions I have, Mr.
In your pre-parole, I didn't see a residence plan. What is going to be your residence plan?
I had a girlfriend that I was going to go to her house and hopefully get some sort of her because she's a straight girl. But she put me in a situation like she wanted me to be her like husband, and I couldn't see myself, committing that far, and I don't know what's gonna turn out there. So I decided to like throw a dart at the map, and hopefully wherever y'all can, I'm open for advice on this. I really am, because if I go to a work release or someplace, maybe hopefully get a job right wherever that's at, and hopefully I like that area, and I'll stay right there. Don't want to move.
If I could say something to the board.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about that yesterday. He said, yeah, you don't want to go there no more. We've talked to Mr. Stelly, who's in our transition department. He's talked to Angel Nichols in Donaldsonville that is willing to take him and help him. It's a 6-month.
Very good program.
Okay.
So Mr. Stelly's talked to them. So that's probably where, if he ends up getting paroled or residence, that's probably where.
Good. Okay, now we'll hear from Ms. Wendy Balser. Ms. Balser, now it's your turn to speak. Tell us what you'd like us to know.
Okay, sir. I got sick and I got moved into took the limit and to go and I'm in Louisiana. And so also everybody can say and people work with these spiritual and he get some help from one part, Yeah, that's what I got that point where we go ahead and go. And y'all tell y'all ain't going to call and she'll make claims to please.
Thank you, Ms. Balser. We appreciate your comments. Now we'll hear from the opposition, Mr. Randy Meyer.
Good morning, Randy Meyer, Assistant PA, Jefferson Parish. My concerns with Mr. Balser are he didn't heed what the board had suggested after the last hearing. He was denied in June of 2020, in part because he failed to complete rehab programs and had a disciplinary report. Since that time, he had a disciplinary report a couple of months after that hearing, and he hasn't done any additional programs. All of his programs, I think the latest one was 2014 until he recently started a living in balance program. I'm concerned with his answers. Ms. Waz's questions. Well, first he's taken AA, 2 times, he said. Well, you don't take AA 2 times. I don't think he has an understanding of addiction. I don't have it. He doesn't have an understanding of how, what he needs to do to fight it and to stay off of the drugs. You know, you don't take AA 2 times. You take AA 1 time forever, and you don't stop it. And if you stop it, you're going to be back right where you are. So, you know, I don't want him coming back to jail. I think he needs, you know, before he gets out, you know, Mr. Marabella asked him about Steve Hoyle, and I think that's a program that would really be beneficial to him, to help him learn what he needs to do and how he needs to act in order to stay out of jail. So at this point, we are opposed to his request.
Thank you. Mr. Balser, is there anything you'd like to say before the board votes?
Yes, sir. Is it right if I can read something?
Sir, tell us if you'd like.
Thank you for having me today. Got locked up 20 years ago, believing I never had a chance to go home and started living a prisoner's lifestyle and ran in a lot of write-ups. It took me a long time to get myself together, but I did. I stopped living a privileged lifestyle. I quit. I left drugs alone. I fell off the wagon once. I've been totally clean for 5 years now. I learned to live a normal person's life, and I'm very sorry for what I did to my victim, my family, and myself. I kindly ask God for forgiveness, and I hope my victim forgives me too. I'm the opposite person I was 20 years ago, and continue to be a better person, and a better brother, regardless of what happens here today. This place ain't for me no more, and I pray that you'll give me the chance to show everybody this. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Balser. Appreciate your comments. Would ready to vote?
Yes, sir.
I'd like to executive session, please.
Okay.
I second.
Okay, there's been a motion and second for executive session. Call the roll, please.
Yes.
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 There's been a motion and a second and a vote for executive session. We're going to be at a slight recess and go into executive session to discuss confidential matters. We will resume in probably the next minute or so.
Mayor, we go.
Wow, Randy, you're a real hero, keeping our purse snatchers off the streets. Glad to see you here. Maybe you can show up to some of the real hearings and keep them off the street. For real, I'm just pissed off. They called him an habitual offender. He's had 2 felonies, including the one that why he's locked up here. He served 15 years for the first one, and then he served 28 years, and he got a 43-year sentence, a 36-year sentence for purse snatching. I have the case here. I'll drop it in the link. But it wasn't good what he did. He walked up to really a family that was going shopping. He grabbed the purse, pushed the woman who had a baby in a shopping cart, and then he ran with the purse. The husband and someone else chased after him. He dropped the purse, ran to the backyard. The police came and caught him, and boom, they locked him up. It was his second felony, and they threw away the key. And what the hell, man? That's all I can say. Because, like, this man has spent his 43 years of his 62 years on this earth locked up, and then the district attorney Randy Meyer comes here and says he doesn't understand it. No, he doesn't understand it. He's been locked up his entire life. This is a product of the system. God, ridiculous. They literally locked him up in his second felony offense for stealing a purse. Unbelievable. 36-year sentence. Yet the cockroaches get 4 years, 8 years. The case right before this one, the cockroach of the man who what he did, what he get, 17 years, and he had parole eligibility after 2. You know, it's like all of these skeletons in the closets of the DA and all of these states that had to throw away the key. They're all coming out now. All the skeletons are coming out now. We're seeing what the system did to people that just literally wanted to get off the streets. Let's just forget about them for now. They have no one looking after them. The guy has an addiction problem. Obviously, he stole a purse, and now let's lock him up. That makes a lot of sense. And then come here when he's looking for parole and say he doesn't get it. No, he doesn't get it. You know, I think they're talking about now, do they let him out because he has housing set up, which he can lose that opportunity if they send him to a program that I doubt will help him anymore. Why didn't they send him to this program? Like, they gave him the option to, but he probably didn't know how to do it. Yeah, and you can't let someone out on the street without, I don't know, like, I would say go get married. But he said he didn't to get that housing, but whatever. I think they're saying, do we put him in the program or do we let him, because he has his housing set up now, do we just do that for him? But where's the parole project for someone like this? This is the perfect poster child scenario for someone who needs handheld. He needs hand-holding. He needs support. He needs the parole project to take him and make sure, because otherwise, yeah, you're kicking the ball down the road and we'll see him back here for life. Let's see what they do. What do you think they're going to do? You think that they might be making a phone call or two. What do you think they're going to do? Are they going to send them off to that program for 9 months, or are they going to give him parole because of the housing that he has and they don't want to risk him missing that opportunity? Because these things don't just sit and wait around for you, right? If you have the opportunity, you want to grab it. But what's 6 months of housing going to do? Is that going to be enough time? Is he going to get a job? Is he going to be able to then afford that housing? I mean, I know there are different programs for that. I don't have any animosity for this person. I don't know what his first crime was, but okay.
Okay, the Committee on Parole is called back to order. The time is 10:17. Ms. Wise?
Yeah. Young man. Young man. I read your case, and for some reason, I feel like I want to take a chance on you. I don't know what you're going to do with this chance. I don't know, but I'm going to take a chance on you. I'm only one vote. My vote is to grant your parole conditionally upon you attending a long-term TWP, transitional work program, that offers AA/NA meetings that you are to attend. After you release from the transitional work program, I want you to be evaluated, have a substance abuse evaluation done. The parole officer will help you work that out and follow those recommendations of that substance abuse evaluation. I want you to obtain a sponsor within 3 months of you being released. And I want you to attend AA/NA meetings at least 3 times a week. That is my vote. I'm taking a chance on you now.
Thank you, Ms. Wise. Mr. Freeman?
I concur. I want you to go to a work release that offers AA, and I want you to complete 1 year in that work release. Save your money, okay? Don't go to commissary every day. Save your money.
Okay. Mr. Balser, you know, we're concerned about your drugs. I think Mr. Meyer had a very valid point. But we can't put you in work release and put you in long-term drug treatment. So we had to make a decision as to what to do. So we kind of cut the baby and decided to kind of put you in both. So you're going to do work release and you're going to do AA meetings while you're in work release. Hopefully, you'll succeed in both of those areas. And if you do, once you complete that, you'll be released with the conditions as outlined by Ms. Wise and Mr. Freeman. In addition to that, I want to add random drug testing for at least the first year that you're out. Your parole has been granted conditioned upon your entering and completing the work release program, and a work release program that has AA and NA meetings, and you are to attend those meetings on a regular basis. You understand our ruling? Okay. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you.
Did he understand it? That was great. Wow, look at it. You got it like a whip. I love it. That actually kind of like deflated me a little bit, but I don't know, deflated. That's great. I don't know. Does such a program exist? That seems exactly what he needed. That is kind of what the system, that's, you're a work release. He's going to have the opportunity to get a job to create stability, which he should have given him a long time ago, I think, and save money. And also do AA and NA. Like, I love it. That seems like they actually are not sticking their head in the sand. This is something that can help them. So go parole board. With that, I'll let you go.